Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Show from I Can't to I Can with your hosts, Cindy Smith, and co-hosts, Deb, Nola, and Sam. In this show, airing every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, gain more insight and practical, intuitive tools to bring more clarity and purpose into your daily life. You can listen or be involved in live professional angel card readings on transformationtalkradio.com so you can heal, thrive, and grow in your life. And you'll experience it all with 4 of the best in the field. The Angel Empowerment Show starts now.
Welcome, everyone, to the Angel Empowerment Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm Nola Peacock, and tonight I'm here with Deb Weinberger, and this is our final episode, at least for now. So we wanted to, talk about things wrapping up and coming to an end, because life is full of them. We need to practice the art of letting go. But before we do that, I just wanted to let people know how they can get a hold of us if they, would like an angel card reading or some healing. So first, I wanted to share about Deb and just, the many things that she does. I mean, she's a Reiki master. She's an angel empowerment healer, and speaking from experience, she's amazing at both of those. She helped me navigate my cancer journey and beyond. So I wouldn't be here without her support. And she does workshops for kids and for adults. So if you're interested, I highly recommend Deb. And Deb, do you want to share how people can best get a hold of you?
Sure. My website is onawinghealing.com. And from there, you can either email me or book an appointment. You can also comment on any of my platforms, which Facebook, it's On a Wing Healing. Instagram, it's on_wing. No, I don't know, an underscore after between each word is the best place, one of those places to reach me, and I will get back to you. Yeah. And well, now that was such lovely words, Nola. So now it's my turn. I've known Nola for several years. I think we took the advanced angel empowerment practitioner workshop together, where we both learned to that was a big one on learning to speak and learning to teach. And so we do workshops together. We work with children, and but also Nola as well as an angel empowerment healer and a Reiki master. And she also teaches children. Of course, we do our workshop together, but she teaches Reiki to kids as well as I do. But she also works with children and families. And the new one is working with women. Well, it's women and men, I think, right, Nola, that are affected with cancer, which is an amazing program because she speaks from experience and from the heart. And I've seen that program just grow, and the passion that Nola has for supporting all those programs. So Nola, where can they reach you to find out more about your programs, or reach out to you for a healing session or just some mentoring? Mm-hmm.
My website's probably the easiest place, and it's nola-peacock.com. And there's a place to book a call with me if you want to, or send me an email through there, and we'll get back to you, and we'll do what we need to do. Get you feeling better. So, all right. Well, Deb, I'm excited to be here on this last episode with you tonight. And I know, we talked about it and decided, well, you had the brilliant idea of, talking about endings. And I know we've all experienced, but I know you've had a big one. So maybe you want to start just by sharing that, and then also, some of the tips that, some of the things that worked well for you.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when I thought about this, that's a wrap. This is the final show. And so this is an ending. And it's important to recognize that in order to bring in new things, sometimes things have to end or be put on hiatus. But when you were referring to my big ending, and I've learned so much, and I've been able to really assist others when I became a young widow. And I remember, and this, I mean, I went to lots of support groups. I was very fortunate. There was so much out there. But I realized I went to one workshop and it just opened my eyes, and it was a grieving workshop. So I attended, and I realized once I got there that it wasn't just about being a widow. So in there was people for many different reasons. And that's when I really started reflecting on what we need to grieve when things come to an end. And I think sometimes we forget that, one, when I became a widow, I lost my role as a wife. I lost one of my best friends. I lost the future that we had planned together. My children lost their father, and even though that was their loss, it was also my loss. They were very young, so I was experiencing that with them. I lost a parenting partner. There's just so much that you lose when you lose a spouse. Now, the reason this workshop was so impacting is there was people there who had lost their job or quit their job to move on to another job or moved towns, or there's just, and it can be even little things, like when you finish a book, an amazing book, that's an ending. And so, I mean, it won't be as impactful as losing a spouse, but still it's recognizing that that's an ending. Now, the reason why recognizing is important is because, especially for bigger ones, like moving, losing a spouse, your children leaving home, losing a child, miscarrying in a pregnancy, there's all these are big ones, but also recognizing the little ones. So the important thing is that, one, we need to allow the process. And this is where the angel support comes in. Having them support you while you go through the process. Time doesn't heal. I learned that time does not heal. We have to work through it. There's no way around it. There's only the way through it. And it's allowing the process, allowing the tears, allowing the sadness, allowing the joy and laughter too. I remember there was times where my family would look at me and go, I can't believe you're laughing at this. But it was something silly that was a memory that would create laughter. And then next minute it would be tears, or they'd say, why are you crying? I don't know. I just am. It's just a process, and you need to allow that. So I guess with even the little things, it's recognizing that we need to allow the process to heal and be ready to move on and create space for new things. So if you've quit, let's say you quit your job because you've been offered an amazing opportunity in a new company, or you're going to become self-employed and it's exciting and it's amazing and it's what you want. It's still recognizing that you're saying goodbye to something else. You are maybe not closing, maybe you're closing a door and opening a window. I don't know, but there is an ending, and it's recognizing that. Allow the grief. It may be minor, it may be major, but allow it in and allow the process, and then embrace the newness that can come into your life, and call in your angels to help support you in that. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And and like you said, that awareness of having things end.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done a few workshops on on grief and letting go. After my daughter Sabrina passed away, I went to a support group for a while, and and one of the things that I learned through that process, and this was kind of before I was really open to the angels, but I know that Sabrina helped to open that door for me. But as you said, you really need to move through it. You can't just stuff it down, and there's no time limit. There's no right or wrong way to move through grief. And I think that's important to know, because there can be lots of judgment out there, but also on ourselves, right? It's like, oh, why is this taking me so long? Why am I? There is, let go of all of that that stuff, ask your angels to help you do that. And, take time. One of the, one helpful thing that somebody had told me through that was to set aside a certain amount of time, and like say an hour, half an hour or an hour, and then just, cry and feel sad and just allow all that hurt, and then go and do something else. And I found that very helpful, having that time limit. And I've suggested that to many other people, because the other thing too was, like, I didn't want to get stuck as I was, attending this support group. I could see that some of the moms were kind of stuck in their story. And I thought, I don't want to be, in that sadness and, for forever. I want to be able to move through it. Not that I ever, would forget my daughter, or, and I still, you don't get over it. You just learn to live with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted something good to come out of it as well. So, I found that very helpful, having that time limit, and, having that time to cry or yell or whatever, and then move on. Another
I love that. Sorry, I was just going to say, I love that, Nola, because I remember moments. I mean, I had very young children, as you did when you lost Sabrina. You had a young son. And I remember feeling like I had to hang on. I had to hold myself together, because I was afraid if I let go, I was going to not be able to get it back. And I love that time limit. That's giving yourself permission, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, another thing that I find really helpful with, with endings, with letting go of things. And sometimes, and I learned this after my divorce, right? And as you said, like when you, and I mean, that's a different way of losing a spouse and a parent, and right? Yeah. But, whatever it is, if we're, and whether like it's a job, like you said, or, whatever it is that we're having to let go of, sometimes doing something physical, like something tangible, I think is really helpful. So for example, if you're going through a divorce, right? I mean, you can, make a list even of what was good about your relationship and what wasn't so good. And then, rip that up. Or, I know that for many of my clients, I've suggested, if they're feeling angry, because, sometimes with the grief, right, underneath there can be some anger, right, about, especially maybe if you've been let go from your job, or, or you weren't the one to instigate the divorce or something, right? And there's anger. I like going to the river or somewhere and finding rocks and throwing them in the water, right? Just that physical, that moving the energy, I find very helpful.
I love that. I know the writing, that was something that I learned after I started working with the angels, because I know when I went to Widow Support Group, they did have me write a letter to my late husband. And they also had me write down my story, because even though we know we'll never forget, it keeps playing in our mind because we're afraid we will. So even if it's a divorce, even if it's a death, whatever it is, especially if it's been traumatic for you, write it out, tuck it away, or burn it. But the reason they had us tuck it away is because months and months later, I went back and I realized how far I had come when I read back at how hurt I was. But the other thing I learned when I started working with the angels, which I've used a lot and I've recommended it to a lot of my clients, is writing a letter to my divine team, to my other person's divine team. So whether it be somebody that's passed on, or whether it's been an ex-spouse, or, and the reason we did it that way is because there are sometimes things that we need to speak to release ourselves. But we either can't because of death or distance, or we can't because it would serve no purpose to tell the other person. It would just be hurtful and they can't change the past. So sometimes writing it out and giving it to our divine team, asking them to share it with this other person's divine team, and it's trusting that they will get the message if it serves them. if there's something they can learn in this lifetime from it. And I love that. And I've written letters to people in my life. And it's interesting how somehow I know things have shifted and they've gotten the message. They don't realize where they've gotten the message from, but they've had a shift. I don't know. It works beautifully, but the big thing is the release that I have felt, which is I'm only responsible for me. So it was part of the journey, part of the healing journey for me when I've had to do some endings. I mean, I was widowed young, but I was also divorced young. So I've experienced both, and I had some healing to do from both of those. So I did that. And, but you're right, even, leaving a job, or if you've been let go from a job, there might be some bitter stuff that it wouldn't serve you well to go holler at them,
That's right.
at the injustice of it all. Usually that doesn't serve you well, but to write out a letter and, yeah. So writing works so well. And yes, and then burning it. Those letters you can burn, and you're giving it up to the universe. You're giving it up to your divine team for them in their divine wisdom to do with what they feel needs to be done. And if that person needs that message, they will get it somehow. Might be from helpful people in their life, or it might come from just a sensation or a dream or a thought or somehow. And sometimes it doesn't serve them well if they've done something in their life that, they now regret and they now know they've done wrong, and or they've done something out of a mental illness and they've hurt you in that way. It may not serve them well to hear, right, what kind of hurtness that they have done. Yeah. So,
well, and I love that. And that reminds me of when I, sat and I asked my divine team to connect with my ex's divine team, if he was, open, and just, around some things about the way he was with our kids. And he was, in another country at the time. And my kids were going over there, and I was a little nervous about what their experience would be like. And I wanted to, see if I could smooth things over a bit. So, and I was amazed that there was actually a shift in some of the things that, that he said to the kids and the way he acted. I thought, yep, he got the message. So, that's something to remember, that when we think that we don't have, control, or we can't do anything about a situation, it's just, call in your angel team and ask them. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to share too about the writing. I at times, and actually I even did it today, but I will write. So if there's things that, I need to figure out, right, or, and whether it's around letting go or whatever, but I will write things out and just kind of write whatever is coming into my thoughts, and, and ask my angel team for some answers. And then, and sometimes I'll try and write with my non-dominant hand for the answer from the team, not always. But then I'll just, tap in and ask my angels to give me the answer, and I'll write things. And what's so cool is that after, when I go back and read it, it's like, oh, wow. Like, I'm surprised that I actually wrote it. And it's because it was being downloaded, right? It's a message from my angels. So, another way to tap in, right, to your angels.
And in writing, sometimes if we have trouble getting our ego out of the way. So our ego is kind of our earth-based self, and it's like a spoiled child that needs to be heard. So one of the things I do when I'm having trouble tapping in is I'll go, okay, ego, you go first. And I will let that voice come forward and let it write first. And then it's like, okay, you've had your turn, step down, and higher self, come on in. And it's amazing how well, I mean, it sounds silly, but it's amazing how well that works. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to ending, sometimes there's things in our life that we know need to end, or that we want to end, but it takes courage. And we get ourselves inside this little circle where we're safe. And it takes so much courage to step out of the circle. And I really find for myself, calling in Archangel Michael, he's kind of my go-to for an angel of courage and guidance to stepping outside of that box, especially if it means ending something, to start something new. And that can be so scary but it's growth. It's a good scary, but it's growth. So that's one of the ways that I call in my team, especially Archangel Michael, if I know that I'm stepping into something brand new. But sometimes it does mean that I need to let go or end something. And it might not be anything big, and it might be like there are times where we know that it's time to end something, and we need lots of support. And that's when our angel team and the people, and this is the other thing. I keep saying it's the angel team, but also what happens is your angel team will send you helpful people in live flesh to help you, to get the courage, to have the support, to find the way to move through things and leave things behind that need to end for your own well-being, for your own growth. So these are some of the endings that we need to look at. And sometimes it's just a matter of, I want to try new things, but I can't fit it all in. So now I have to choose, what am I ending? And I think that's it's like the podcast. It's like there's new things we want to try. So it's like we had to make a choice, and we're sad. We're going to miss this. And but we know that we're going to do some exciting things. So even though we're feeling sad, and there's going to be some grief, we've committed a lot of time and a lot of love to this, but we're going to do some wonderful things. So, but it took courage to say, okay, we're going to start something new, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's important to acknowledge that, because sometimes, we just, maybe we feel like a longing, or, we're drawn to something, and that brings us great joy. And yet we're comfortable where we're at. Right. So, sometimes, I see this so often with people, and, something that they're really good at and they love doing. But they have a job, and they don't want to let go of that, right? That fear. So, I believe it's so important for us to follow our heart and do what we're meant to. We're here for a short time. Goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
And why not do the things that you absolutely love to do, right? Live your life full out. And I think that's something that really, talking about endings, right? One was, being diagnosed with breast cancer. That was kind of an ending of the way my life had been up until that point. And, and it opened it up to so many new things. One being that, making myself a priority of my health, and really looking at, okay, what is important to me? What are the things that, I truly want to do? Who are the people I want to spend time with? Right. So, and I think, please don't wait until you've got, a diagnosis, or, right, or you lose, take that time and, sit with your angels, maybe do some journaling around it, and say, what is it that I want to be doing, and with the people and how you spend your time, and right, the things that you're taking in, whether it's what you're watching, what you're eating, those kind of things. Just really focus on that, fill yourself up, nurture yourself up, and totally worth it, right? It just changes everything to bring those new things in.
Yeah
So any other tips that you can think of, Deb, for people that are going through?
I don't know. I just think that just look, especially especially the enormity of the loss. Think about just allowing yourself to grieve each thing. Like when I lost my husband, I lost my role as his wife, I lost my friend, I lost my parenting partner, I lost the idea of the life we were going to have. It's when you look at it that way, it's like, no wonder I am hurting so much. But it was like there was many things that needed to heal. And so allowing that and I can't say it enough, allow the process. That's the bottom line. There's no pushing through. There's no going around. There's just allow it to process and do the work. And if you need to find helpful people to help you with the work, ask your angels to guide you in that. They will lead you to helpful people to help you work through it. But just recognizing the enormity of all the different roles, when a job, there's many things that go with a job. There's many roles that, and it's just looking at that, the different, it's not just one thing that usually goes along with an ending. There's lots of things that go along with an ending, and to look at that and recognizing it and allow the process. And what about you, Nola?
Yes, allowing the process for sure. And I think, again, no time limit, no right or wrong way. And just know too that, like, sometimes we want to be tough, right? And we just want to stuff it down and go, oh, I'm okay. The thing is, though, that energy sits in our body, and, that's where disease comes from. So it is important, as you said, to allow that process, get the support you need. And, one of the things I think that helped me the most after Sabrina passed was being able to connect with her spirit. And, because I was, her mom, and I couldn't protect her. I couldn't save her. So there was so much guilt and shame, and being able to connect with her and hear her words to me was just, life altering. It's like, and it was, what she said to me was, I would never have said to myself, because I had been beating myself up. So it's like, okay, right. So that was my initiation to, the angels, and getting them to help me to connect with her. So, just, like you said, Deb, call in your angels, right? You don't have to pick a particular one. Just ask the angels to help you and to help find the right support. Because I think that's so important, is having, someone that, and I think, what I found is that someone who had gone through a similar experience, right? Because they really get it. They really get you.
Yeah.
That was one of the things.
People that move, it's, you're new in an area, you have no friends. So it's like asking the angels to, open some doors so I can meet some people, because you are grieving where you left, but you're something new, something exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah. All right. Well, in the second half of our show, we're going to do live angel card readings. So please call in 1-800-930-2819. Or you can type your name and location in the comments, and Jessica will let us know, and we'll pull a card for you. So we're going to take our break now, and we'll be back to do the live readings. Welcome back to the Angel Empowerment Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm Nola Peacock, and I'm here with Deb Weinberger, and we are excited to be doing our live angel card readings for this second half. So you can still call in live at 1-800-930-2819, or put your name and location in the comment section on the social media platforms, and we'll be sure to draw a card for you. All right. So Deb, do you want to start with drawing a card for Suzanne from Florida?
Sure. So Suzanne, I'm using the Water Temple Oracle card. So Goddess Wrath, I am divinely guided. So I'm going to show the card, but I know a lot of you are just listening. So it's got a full moon, and there's an amazing looking goddess standing on top of the moon, just dancing away, and there's a dragon in behind her. But what I'm getting is, so I'm really drawn to her looking behind her at the dragon, and what I'm getting is they're saying that rather than looking behind, they want you looking forward, because that's where they're guiding you. It's like they want you to look at them to assist you in your next step. Look at them to help you move forward from the I'm hearing the word chaos. So I don't know if there's stuff going on that you're wanting to move beyond or move out of or get the heck away from, but it's like they're wanting to guide you. So there's like saying, stop looking back, look forward. That's where we're showing you the way, and take those steps. They are with you. They got you, and they will guide you and support you in whatever that is. So it's just a real reminder is the past is done, it's gone, it's all lessons, but I'm just feeling like it's chaotic energy that you're leaving, that you're needing to move for. They're not needing, you want to choose, you're choosing possibly to move forward and out of that into the direction that's going to fill you up, and they're going to support you and guide you in that. So anything else for that, Nola?
Just I got, ask your angels maybe every morning, what is my next best step, right? You don't have to know everything that's, moving forward, but just taking one step at a time. And as Deb was saying, moving through it, moving forward, I heard to brighter skies. So
nice. Perfect.
All right. I'm going to pull a card for Ariel from Kelowna, and I'm using the fairy deck. Okay. Oh, nice. So I'll show this one too for the people that are watching. It says, alchemy, you have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. And there's this beautiful mermaid, and there's a dolphin swimming with her and some angelfish. She's holding on to it's like a rope, but it's seaweed, and holding her arms up, like open to receive. So what I'm getting is just really focusing on the things that you desire, taking time to, to visualize that and to really feel what it will feel like as this, what you desire comes to you, and just trust, just know that, as I said, you have the Midas touch right now. Deb, do you want to add anything? Are you getting anything?
I love that. No, I think you covered that beautifully. Awesome.
Love that.
All right.
Do you want to pull a card for Kimberly in Okotoks?
Sure. So Kimberly, I'm going to use the water temple again. The card is the White Spring. I let go with peace, release. So I'll show the picture for those that are watching. So it's showing a woman in, it's like a white dress, but what's happening is it's like she's still and everything around her is swirling, and it's almost like as fast as it spins, things are flying away. So that's her way of letting go. Things are flying away. And, it's appropriate for the show in that things are ending, and your angels are going to assist you with the ending or the walking away, and to do it peacefully, or what I'm hearing more is with gentleness and ease, and to ask them to help you with that, whatever it is that you're wanting or needing, because I'm getting sometimes it's a need as well to let go of. It's just asking them to help you release it with gentleness and ease. When I look at the card, she looks really peaceful, but it looks absolute, like it makes me dizzy looking at the energy all around her. But as she's staying, they're wanting you to make sure you're staying grounded in this transition. So as she's staying grounded, as she's breathing, as she's asking the angels for support in that, and just really planting her feet in that. Okay, they're telling me to be careful. No planting of the feet. It's staying grounded, because you need to be able to move. You need that movement. So no planting of the feet, but feel yourself breathe and being grounded as you move through out of this whirlwind, and releasing that and letting it go, and just imagining it twirling around you, but flying off the table, right? Or, flying off the merry-go-round, or, yeah. So, okay, that's the energy, the merry-go-round. That's what I'm feeling. Or not, what did they call it? That thing as a kid, it was so dangerous. Be on there, and that's what they called it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the one with the horses, the one that you did yourself and you go flying off. It's that kind of feeling around you, but they want you to make sure you are grounded, moving forward, and they will support you in that. So,
and just remember that there are letting go allows space for new things too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I will pull a card for Amy from Kamloops. See what
our Amy, I think you've been with us from the beginning, Amy, and we thank you for your support.
All right, Amy. So here's your card. It's helpful person. Someone wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact. And on this card, there are 3 angels, and they've all got their arms wrapped around each other. They're swimming together. They've got great big smiles. There's a bunch of fish back behind them. So I'm just getting, it's important right now to spend time with friends and be okay about asking for some help. Doesn't have to be big things, but just what I'm getting is that you're not used to asking for help. And so now's the time, just ask maybe for little things, right? Just kind of practice, right? I think that asking for help is like a muscle, right? The more you do it, the easier it gets. So that's what I'm getting, is just, practice. So, get together with friends and try asking for something little, and it will feel good for you and for the person who's helping you out. And then, then allow yourself to stretch and ask for bigger things. But someone truly does want to help you.
And what I'm getting too is that sometimes what helps to allow people to help is think that, like you said, it makes them feel good. And that might be something they need in their life. They need to help you so that they feel like they've done something. So, and when people offer to help, they're usually very genuine. They just sometimes don't know what to do. So accept and give them a task.
Right. Well, and if you think about how good it feels, right, when we help somebody, right? So give that opportunity to someone in your life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So do you want to pull a card for Julie from Alberta?
Sure. Oh my goodness. Like, honestly, there's 50 cards in this deck, and I got the same card. And I was shuffling the whole time here. So White Spring again, release. I let go with peace. So it would be a similar message for you, Julie, is what I'm getting, in that hanging, but I'm getting it more for you to find the peace in whatever's happening in your life, and hanging on to that as you move through this chaos around you. I'm still getting the feeling of chaos, but for you, it's not even, it does say I let go with peace, but for you, I'm feeling more of a moving through. So you're like the eye of the storm. The storm is around you, but you're peaceful in there, and they want you to hang on to that as the storm moves around you and you're moving through it. So just asking them for assistance to keep you peaceful, keep you grounded. I'm just getting a sense that it will pass. It's something that has to pass for you, rather than you having to let go of it'll happen. So it'll pass on its own, but they want you to support you in staying peaceful, staying strong is the wrong word, but it's more of a peace, a gentleness, just calm. Calm is the better word I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing just breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I'll pull a card for Anne from Saskatoon. Let's see what Anne's angels want her to know tonight. All right. So I've drawn the card Worthiness. It says, know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. Again, there's a beautiful mermaid, and she's got beautiful long red hair. She's kind of got her knees drawn up again and resting her head on her knees. There's a full moon in the background, and she looks very very peaceful and content. So I think the angels are just asking you to sit in that knowing of your worthiness, and that you deserve the things that you desire, and just to have good things come into your life. And just allowing. I think I'm seeing you just holding your arms open and just allowing, that the love and the things that you desire to come into you. Anything else, Deb?
I love that. And I'm also hearing, be very, not cautious, that's the wrong word. Be very aware of the times where you're pushing things away that you deserve and want to receive. We have a tendency of, oh no, it's okay. Become aware of that and recognize that it's okay. You are worthy to say yes and accept, and it'll all come to you, and allow it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, do you want to draw a card for Sam from Calgary?
Okay. Our Sam. Sam, you should have called in. I would have loved to have heard your voice.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Look what card came up.
That one again.
It's the same card again. The White Spring release. I let go with peace. Oh, Sam. Hey, honestly, it's not a fixed deck. Isn't that strange? I mean, this happens. And so let me tune in for Sam. So contemplating is what it's amazing. So it's a different message, same card. So I'm getting really contemplating and thoughtfulness. So as life is moving around you, almost in a fast pace, and we can get really caught up in that busy, they're wanting to make sure you're taking the time to be reflective and contemplate how you're stepping forward, how you're presenting yourself in this busy. So in that, hanging on to the idea of peace, but it's more a reflective is what I'm getting. It's being authentic and hanging on to that while the whirlwind is going on. Life is moving quickly. You're going to be experiencing new things and new adventures, and it just feels like a whirlwind, and they just want to make sure that you hang on to that part of you in how you present yourself and where your deep roots are, and who you are, so that that's not getting lost in this all these new beginnings and this amazing excitement, but just hanging on to that. So
beautiful.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think you said that, beautifully. And I think that's so interesting that, 3 times that card.
Right? I need to move to a new deck. I don't know.
Nope.
Oh,
The angels know, right?
yeah. I mean, honestly, as I sit here, I am shuffling as we are chatting. I feel comfort and that's how I get to know my decks. I feel comfort in shuffling. So
Yeah.
they're well shuffled.
Yes. I know. I know.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay. Well, I'm
Oh,
going to draw a card for Lindsay in Drumhill. Oh, there. And that one just flew
okay.
out onto my desk. And again, it's helpful person. One we just had.
Right? I'm telling you.
All right. So, Lindsay, someone wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact. So, again, there's these three mermaids. They've got their arms around each other. They look very happy. And what I'm getting is that it's really important for you to focus on, I'm hearing your dream, right? That big dream. And just, ask your angels for help in taking steps towards that big dream. Yeah, and just see who shows up. Just allow that to happen. But yeah, they're just asking you to really focus on that big dream of yours. Anything
Perfect.
to,
No, I think that's
okay.
great.
Well, Deb, do you want to pull a card for Krista from Calgary?
Sure. Hey, to use the same deck. See, I'm shuffling really well. There we go, a different card. Okay. Water
Right?
temple, a devotion. I bow to the sacred waters of life. So in this card, she's standing there like under a waterfall, or no, I think water's coming out of a natural pipe or something, holding her hands in prayer position. But she's just accepting. So that's what I'm getting for you, Krista, is just um surrendering to accepting all that life has to offer for you. So a being open to receiving that, but also in the receiving, I'm getting more of it's not just about receiving, it's about feeling it. So receiving it and feeling it. How is it making you feel? And just take a moment to reflect in that joy of someone offering the how or the universe presenting you as something, but it's about feeling that when you're receiving. So
Beautiful. All right. And I will pull a card for Cindy from BC.
okay.
All right. Well, I got friendship.
Oh, perfect.
Is make a date for a play day with one or more friends. And I see these young mermaids, and looks like the two of them are having a tea party, and one is, she's having a cup of tea with a manatee, I think. And there's one that's kind of hiding behind a tree and watching the people. So Cindy, I'm just getting that. I mean, as it's time to make a play date, and think about what that little girl inside of you would like to do. Like, check in with her. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and just ask that little girl inside you what she'd like to do, and then make a date. And maybe it's skipping through a park or blowing bubbles, but just do something really playful and fun. And invite some friends.
I love that, Nola. And what really struck me is you said there was a little mermaid kind of hiding behind the rock or,
Tree.
and just allowing her to come forward, taking that big breath and asking your angels to give you the courage and stepping out of that tree and join those little mermaids in some play and fun.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, Deb, do you want to pull a card for Jen from Calgary?
Sure. Hey, Blue Terra, preservation. I overcome all obstacles. So in this card, there's a lot of bright red and a lot of deep, deep blue. So when I see the red, this much red, it just tells me it's to do with the root chakra. It's to do with your physical, your home, but when combined with the blue, it's kind of heart. So what they're telling me is that make sure that it's something to do. It's something with your home, with your physical. They want it to be heart-centered. They want you to think about how, like, I'm getting the sense that where you're physically living, how do you make it feel like home? How there, is there something that you need to shift there to make it feel more cozy, more like a big hug? Is like, I know it's time, everybody's spring cleaning, so it just might be doing some shifts. It's like airing out the winter. Oh, might be time to smudge. Or I often use Archangel Michael. I have him come through the house with me, and we just start whirling and having him clear. But I'm getting the sense that it's time to do that, to freshen things up, so that you feel like when you walk into your home, like you can just let your breath out and you can just totally relax and leave the world that's on your shoulders out the door and just breathe. So heart-centered home is what I'm getting for you, Jen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that. That's something for all of us to think about.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easy to kind of get used to how it is and leave it. It's nice to, in the spring, to freshen things up. And I was thinking, actually what popped in was a bouquet of flowers, right? Bring some
there you go. Mm-hmm.
flowers in. So so Jen, go shopping for for some flowers. Do a little spring clearing of energy, or things that you've got clutter, and then buy some flowers. So
I think we're almost at the end, but before I just want to thank Cindy Smith for having us co-host with her, for the opportunity, and Nola, I've just loved doing the podcast with you, and Sam and Cindy and Jessica. You've been an amazing producer, and I think we had oh my gosh, yes, for a while. It was awesome. And just the opportunity, it just filled me up. It was so much fun. We've made great connections, and I've loved every moment. And so I know you wanted to say some words too, Nola, so I thought I'd say that in there.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to thank Transformation Talk Radio and Cindy and Sam and you and Jessica and Pacey. And Jessica, you've been absolutely wonderful, the best producer, and helping to make it easy even if we were feeling a little frazzled. We appreciate that. And Deb, again, how can people get a hold of you if they want to?
So my website's probably the best, onawinghealing.com.
Okay. And for me, it's nola-peacock.com. Watch, if you are, parents and you've got kids, watch for our Honoring Our Sensitive Kids workshops. I think, especially now, our kids are so sensitive to the energies and, the emotions out there. So it's be a really good time to help them to connect with their angels. And so
if one of our scheduled workshop time doesn't work for you, reach out. We will find one. We will create one. We don't mind doing little classes. We just really want to reach the kids, because we've seen amazing results.
Both passionate about
very
kids. So all right. Well, again, thank you to all our listeners, to Transformation Talk Radio, and Deb, thank you for being here with me tonight. And I guess that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thank you, Nola. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you for listening to the Angel Empowerment Show from I Can't to I Can with your host, Cindy Smith, and co-host. Learn to empower you with angelic guidance every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. It's easy to tap into your divine self and trust in your angelic guidance. Let Cindy and co-hosts give you a loving push to explore your potential. For more information, go to cindysmithaep.com. That's cindysmithaep.com.